Coach, you've obviously got the experience of being down 3-1 in Houston and coming back. And then Donovan has the experience on the other side of being up 3-1 and seeing that go away. How much of those two experiences have you guys talked about with the team this week?
I mean, a ton. And, that's kind of all you can hang on to and give guys that hope and the belief that they can because it can be done. I think a lot of the noise is that it's insurmountable. But, having experience on the positive and the negative, being able to share that it is possible and just continue to give guys confidence and belief that they can get it done, and being extremely patient with it and, in the moment, not thinking about, 3 games. All this is one basketball game, and we know we can win a game.
How do you do that as a coach? I mean, it's probably easier said than done to tell these guys you just have to think about this game and not the 3.
I mean, but it's one of those things that's not just starting now. You know what I mean? Like, we've gone through this and we've had conversations as the season has gone on about just doing the job that's in front of us. So this isn't something new to us. This isn't something where we've always looked at 10-game stretches or 15 games out. Like, we always paid attention to the moment. So it's easy for us to translate to our guys now that all you have to do is the job in front of you and you're good enough.
Tom AP. J.B., you guys have really made a living out of your aggressiveness and assertiveness at times. How would you account for kind of the inconsistency, if you will, in that department so far in the series?
I don't know. I think there are, psychological things that have happened in this series. There are things where it was new experiences for our guys and understanding how different, those things are. Your first playoff game is going to be different for you. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot, as much as we talk about it, until you feel it, you cannot understand it and really relate to it. Your first road playoff game is another experience that young guys have to go through and teams who are building have to go through and understand, how to overcome those things. So, I do believe, and you go back and look at it, even for the most part, our defense has been really solid. Where it's looked like a struggle more and things are, a little, more weighted is because we've been playing from behind so much. So a 2-point shot here or an offensive rebound there when you're down by 5, they make a 3 to put it up 8, looks like it's even a bigger thing. But I think our guys' aggression has been right. I just think there's been learning moments for us that we've had to go through.
Your dad always has words of wisdom. Has he given you anything this week that you've leaned on?
Yeah, I mean, it's, he and I, like I said, we talk, it's every single day. And this time, he's more concerned about our overall well-being, than the playoff game. Like, he understands the human side of all of this and understanding how, in order for all of us to be our best, right, the human side of you has to be okay. And if you're having, second thoughts or doubts or any of those concerns or issues, you're not going to be your best. So that's what he's kind of, impressed upon me, and that's what I've tried to impress upon our guys.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, JB.
What's up, Chris?
Understanding that this is not the same team as Houston and this is a different matchup, I'm just curious, what was it about that Houston team that you had that rallied from 3-1 down that allowed them to do that?
It was the chemistry of the group because, I don't know how many of you guys remember it, but, we were getting our tails beat in those games. They played the first 2 games without Chris Paul. We won game 3, lost game 4, won game 5, and game 6 we were down 20-something in the third quarter. We were down 22, I believe, to start the fourth. But we had a bunch of guys on that team that didn't want to quit. And I think that's similar to the group of guys that we have in this locker room where, they're not going to just give it up. If somebody wants something from us, they're going to have to physically take it from us. And I think that gives us an opportunity and gives us a chance. I do believe when our back's been against the wall, these guys have come out swinging. And I expect nothing different from them now.
What signs have you seen from the guys in the last couple of days that make you know or understand that they still believe that they can do this?
I mean, they haven't wavered in their approach at all. Whether it's the conversations we're having in film sessions, the work that we're doing on the floor, their attitudes haven't changed towards one another. You can feel a room of people who aren't connected. And our group in our room is still heavily connected. And it's a group that doesn't want to disappoint or let each other down. And you can feel that. You know what it feels like when there's that one guy who's not all in. And we don't have that in our locker room.
Kelsey, The Athletic. JB, how do you help guys balance, understanding the situation you guys are in, understanding what's at stake without doing too much and kind of playing outside of who they are and who you guys are?
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing is, our message is just be the best version of yourself and play to your strengths. If you play to your strengths, it's been good enough all year. Individually, whatever your role is, you just do that to the best of your ability. And there's no need for anything more than that. Every single person in that locker room's role, when we combine them together, has proven to be good enough. So we just need to go out, put our focus on that. And when you do that, you don't step outside yourself, and the team doesn't step outside itself. It stays right where it's comfortable.
And through the playoffs, we've talked all season how tight this group is, but how have they gotten even closer kind of through the playoffs and kind of relied on one another through this experience?
The difficult times either pull you together or pull you apart. And playoff losses are going to do one or the other. And all I've seen from our guys in all these, difficult situations and circumstances is no excuses, no finger pointing, no blame game. It's together, how can we fix it? And I think that's, again, a sign of who our group is.
AshleyBass.cleveland.com. JB, to go off of Kelsey's first question, Donovan talked yesterday about when you're in a 3-1 deficit that people think maybe it gets more intense and guys get really tight, but he said it's actually the opposite because they know the stakes. I guess, how important is that for that mentality to not be overly locked in, I guess?
Well, I mean, it's you want to be purposeful, right? But, there is a nothing to lose, kind of mentality when you're in the situation that we're in. And there's a kind of freedom that comes with that. A mental freedom, so to speak, where you can just let yourself go, and all the other stuff that, may be distractions or outside noise or whatever it is, it can't have any further impact on you. So, again, I hope our guys, take that to heart, go out, be the best version of themselves, and give us a chance tonight.
Nate Allard, Regional. JB, given everything you know about Donovan, what do you expect from him tonight?
I expect him to lead us, and I expect him to do and show us whatever's necessary for us to get a win. And whatever that is for him to do, if they want to be aggressive versus him, I expect him to make his teammates better. I expect him to attack. I expect him to defend, and lay it all out there. He will not go out, with anything left in his tank.
Spencer Davies, basketballnews.com. You brought it up earlier, but you guys have been playing from behind pretty much the whole series. So, without the obvious of making shots and getting rebounds, what's the ideal way that you want to see your team start out tonight in that back against the wall situation you just brought up?
Just faster. I want to see us putting pressure on people, both sides of the ball. There's an aggression that we need to play with that's got to be controlled. We can't just be running around sporadic, and kind of chasing our tails, so to speak. Like, there has to be a purpose to our aggression. But there's got to be a force that's felt, and we'll be able to tell that right away.
All right, so wrap, Coach.
Thank you all.
JB.